everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Laura Afonso, live here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center for GoLocal Prov. And starting off our food segment today, we have Tom Dennen from Baybery Beerhall. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Baybery, about yourself and your wife, Natalie, how you guys got started up, what your background is, and how you came to open Providence's first beer hall.
Yeah, this kind of just started as a dream. Growing up in a small town in Maine, I always just kind of wanted to work for myself, follow the footsteps of my parents, and just kind of pave our own path and create, this unique experience. So we moved to Providence about 5 years ago, and along the way I'd been inspired by multiple things, like, for instance, traveling to Germany for work and going to a traditional beer garden. And just being in that environment of community and just people enjoying themselves outdoors and having a great time, that kind of sparked the idea for me. We kind of said, well, let's start looking around, see if we can put a business plan together. And I come from a corporate background of marketing, but again, that just wasn't for me.
Right.
Not really much for sitting behind a computer all day long.
Definitely.
Natalie, my wife, comes from finance background, which she still does. So we kind of just started putting together a plan of what Baybery would look like, and it just evolved. Originally it was going to be an outdoor beer garden, but the seasonality in Rhode Island is tough.
Of course, it'd be tough.
So we found this great old mill building on the west side of town. And we just knew it was going to be perfect. So we just had to, we had to put our heads together and make it work.
Yeah, and it came out really, really awesome.
Yeah.
So that's great. So you came from corporate backgrounds and really took that and applied it to running a small business right here in Providence.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of, headed up more of the marketing side, and Natalie, she helps out when she can with her other full-time job and having 2 kids now.
Yes, you guys are a family-owned business.
Yes,
yeah.
But we've got a great staff. I would say probably most of our guys have been there since the beginning.
Really?
Our head chef, GM, I can't thank them enough for kind of helping me, because I don't come from the restaurant background at all. Okay. I was a dishwasher for a summer when I was 12 years old, and that was it.
And that's a good experience to have,
yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. But our head chef, Dave, and GM, John, they really kind of helped us kind of put this thing in motion. So.
Yeah, it's important to have a good staff behind you who knows what they're doing, they're committed, they're loyal, and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So tell me about the name Baybery Beer Hall. Where did it come from?
Sure. So in Maine, my grandfather had a cabin. It was called Baybery because it was surrounded by bayberry bushes. He was definitely an inspirational figure in my life.
Yeah.
And when he passed, the cabin was purchased by someone else and torn down.
Oh, no.
So this is kind of a homage to him, and just kind of a little tribute.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And so the Baybery, that is, a nice piece in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Now, the interior of Baybery Beer Hall is just fantastic. It just screams community. You just want to go there with your friends, and you might meet people sitting at the table that you've never met before. It might just happen. So talk to me about the vision that you had in mind. I know you said you went to Germany, experienced a traditional beer garden there, but what was it that you were looking to bring to Providence with Baybery Beer Hall?
Yeah, just something unique, something different. First off, we wanted to, take what I saw in Germany and bring this community to a space. So all our tables they seat 8 to 10, all communal, modern, picnic table style. And that way you're kind of, you're forced into that community aspect of sitting next to someone you don't know.
Definitely.
And conversing with them, and putting down your phone and actually engaging with those around you. And then, as far as the aesthetic, we wanted to be really light and bright. So not only did we install about 175 living plants, but, it's just very, very bright and inviting in there. Someone the other day actually came in, they're like, it always feels like summer in here.
It does.
Like, that's great, especially right now in January. Like, you need a place like that.
Absolutely.
So kind of bringing that outdoors in and creating, this unique environment that is a little different for this town. So.
Yeah, it definitely feels like your best friend's backyard. With the greens and the lighting and the tables, you can totally feel like you're sitting down just having a beer with your buddies, and maybe they're inviting some new friends over, and you meet them too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually, we've heard multiple stories of people sitting down next to random people and come to find out, their cousins, brothers know each other, or they went to school together or something. So, it creates those unique experiences for customers, and from there, hopefully they'll be back because they had a great time. So.
Definitely. So I think that you're really, serving a great purpose in the community in West End. So I'm sure that they're very happy to have you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Now talk to me a little bit about what we're drinking at Baybery.
So our focus is American craft beer.
Cool.
Obviously, there's a huge boom in this country with all the great breweries that we have.
Definitely.
And again, besides the space and our food, our beer, we always, kind of try to put together a unique draft list. So it is just beer and wine, focusing, on that Beerhall experience. So we carry all regionally made craft beer. And it's, again, stuff that you don't see at every bar.
Going for something different.
Something different, yeah. And we have great relationships with a lot of brewers, in the area that we'll work with closely, and they'll send us specialty kegs, which is nice.
Awesome.
And, we'll work with them to do special tap takeovers every once in a while, which is neat, because then we can highlight that brewery and the beers that they're making, and really get a good marketing push around them to have a great customer base come in.
Definitely.
And experience those beers.
So I'm sure that people are seeking you out to try the new beers that you're bringing in.
Yeah, it's constantly changing.
How often would you say you're switching over?
I would say on a given night we're changing at least 1 to 2 beers.
That much.
And on a Friday, Saturday night we're changing 4, 5, 6 beers.
Wow.
So coming on a Tuesday, the draft list will look completely different by Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're constantly circulating new beers, so there's always something new to try on the menu.
Right.
Do you have a favorite right now?
I'm really into Pilsners right now.
Cool.
I think breweries are making a lot of great Pilsners, lagers, beers that you can have more than a couple of and still feel fine. So I would say Fox Farm Gather is probably my number one on our draft list right now.
I haven't had that.
Fox Farm's a great little brewery out in Salem, Connecticut.
Great.
Yeah, we've become close with those guys.
And other local breweries that you have on tap right now?
Proclamation.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we have their milk stout on right now.
So that's a good, wintertime.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially with all the snow we have right now. So,
yes, it's important.
Yeah.
So talk to me about food. What are you guys serving? I absolutely adore your pretzels. I feel like I walk in and that's really what hits me. This smells so good.
Yeah, so we have 2 in-house bakers. And we do everything from scratch, all the baking, all the pretzels, all the breads. We do our own in-house sausage, pickling, fermentation of a lot of things. I love our pretzels. We've sold a ton of pretzels.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But one of the big things I love right now is our sausage plate. It's, excuse me. It's it kind of represents Baybery on a small plate. We are making a different sausage every week. We're serving that on a plate with house-made bread, house-made whole grain mustard, and some pickled veggie. All that we're doing in house. So it's like a great little snapshot of what we're doing at that current moment, and again reinforcing working with local farms and doing as much as we can in-house. I like to say that we make everything besides the ketchup, and it's pretty true.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to our staff and the hard work and the dedication and the passion that they've put into our menu.
Definitely.
But other highlights, we've got a really great burger. We treat our burger a little bit differently.
It's really good.
Yeah, so we actually do a ground beef and local mushroom blend.
Ooh, so you put mushrooms ground into the burger.
Yes.
Well, that's nice. Adds that flavor without actually having
that moisture.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that way as well, we're also cutting back on our meat usage a little bit, which is important.
Absolutely, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so we're doing that burger right now with house-made American cheese, and it's like our special sauce. We say it's like our own like Thousand Island.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Really tasty.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you guys are doing really great things, and just that sausage plate that you were talking about,
Yeah.
it really is a testament to who you are as a business and having all of that be house made.
Sure.
And you know, it's not easy to make your own sausages, so you know, going that extra mile and having with the fresh baked bread and it, you know, it all comes together really nicely in a little package.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you're serving brunch as well. Talk to me
Yes.
about what we can find on the menu and when it's served.
Yeah. So brunch is Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 3 on Saturdays and 9 to 3 on Sundays. Sundays can get, you know, pretty crazy in there, and it's exciting. You know,
It's fun.
we
You're looking for that fun,
Yeah.
like energetic
Yeah.
brunch, you know.
And it's a lot of young families. You know, we want to create this space to have, you know, families feel welcomed with their kids. You know, if their
Definitely.
kid comes in and he's kind of being in a pain, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's that experience that we want to offer to young families to feel that they can come out and get a good meal and get a good drink, and their kids are okay. So brunch is a lot of kids in the beginning, and then it kind of, you know, tapers off and younger crowd.
Yeah.
And but again, for brunch, we're doing everything in house. All the breads, waffles,
Yes.
English muffins, biscuits. So, excuse me. So, couple things on the brunch menu I love. Biscuits and gravy
Oh,
are great.
so good.
The fried chicken and waffles.
Can't
I mean,
go wrong
brunch
with
is
chicken and waffles.
brunch should be, you know, you shouldn't really care about what you're eating.
No,
at
it's the
brunch time.
weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
It's time to let go.
You
And
know, you
kind
might
of,
have had a
and
few too many
indulge.
the night before, and you want something that's gonna, you know, be comforting and,
Yes,
you know, make
we
you
all
feel
want
good.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Huevos rancheros is also
Oh,
fantastic. That's one
so
of my
good.
go-tos.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
super good.
yeah.
So if you're looking for a good brunch spot to head out to this weekend, keep Baybery Beerhall in mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing something fun to get people out of the house in this very cold and icy weather that we're having.
Yeah.
You're hosting a movie night tonight.
Yes.
Tell me what we're going to be watching.
Yeah, our GM John kind of came up with this idea a couple months ago, just to you know, get people out of the house, like Laura said. In January is a Wes Anderson movie night. So we're featuring 4 films starting at 4 o'clock right through 11.
So all night, just one
All
movie
night,
after the
on the
next.
projector, and we don't have TVs, so
Which I like.
Yeah,
Get to go
you
and
know,
actually interact with your friends, and
exactly.
if you want to actually have something to watch, like a movie night, you
Yeah.
put the projector up. And
Yeah,
it's like
so
the big screen.
it's a special night for us. We put up the projector. So it's 4 movies, and we're doing a food special for each one of those movies, which would be pretty cool.
Now,
so,
which movies are we going to be watching by Wes Anderson?
Fantastic Mr. Fox, Grand Budapest Hotel, Life Aquatic, and I'm forgetting the 4th one.
That's all right. I'm sure it's going to be a great one.
Yes.
Definitely. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
So a movie night tonight starting at 4 o'clock?
Isle of Dogs.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Starting at 4 o'clock tonight.
Awesome. Food specials, beers, all the good stuff.
Yep.
Really can't go wrong with that.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you also have some other fun events coming
Yeah.
up. Talk to me about what we're looking at.
Yeah, so we kind of try and plan an event or 2 every month. Next week, again, kind of trying to get people out of the house in January.
Definitely.
We're
We all
doing
need an excuse to kind of, you
Yeah.
know, we're like,
especially midweek. Like, come
yeah.
on, work
for something
can
fun to do.
take a back seat
Yes,
for a little
I
bit.
agree.
So next week we're doing a 2-day beer event called Dark Days. We're filling our draft list with all specialty and rare dark
Wow.
beers that we've kind of been holding on to for this event. So it's going to be a lot of great imperial stouts and porters and dark sours. And again, with all these beer events we do, we always think about how can we incorporate that on the food side. So we're going to be doing some really great specials, using some of those beers and thinking about, you know, what's going to go well with those dark beers, and what do you want to eat when you're having, you know, a really nice dark sour beer.
Absolutely. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of planning that goes into this and pairing the beers with what you're going to be eating.
Sure. Yep.
Absolutely. So that's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. So you must, you know, really enjoy being able to hand select the beers that you're bringing in and being able to share with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. It's a fun task for me. It's almost like a bigger scale of restocking my home fridge.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do I want to have to drink tonight.
Exactly.
We're going to put it on tap. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming
Thank
in,
you, Laura.
sharing everything about Baybery and the fun stuff that you guys are working on.
Sure.
So tonight at 4 o'clock, Wes Anderson movies. Coming up, we've got dark beers on tap with the dark days at Baybery Beerhall. And of course, we've got regular dinner service and brunch on the weekend. So make sure you check them out. Where can we follow you on Instagram so that we can make sure we stay up to date with everything you guys are doing?
It's at Baybery Beerhall.
Awesome. So make sure you check them out.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you,
And
Laura.
don't go anywhere. We have our next guest coming right up.